You have 48 hours to reverse Sanusi's reinstatement, lawyers tell Governor Abakabe Yusuf of Kano State. Who are these northern lawyers, and what are they trying to say? A group of lawyers from northern Nigeria has issued a 48-hour ultimatum to Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf to rescind the reinstatement of Emir Muhammad Sanusi. Who are these people and where are they? What is their business? The lawyers who identified themselves as the Northern Lawyers Forum at a briefing on Tuesday in Abuja said that Sanusi's reinstatement is unconstitutional and contrary to the traditions and customs of the Kano Emirate. So the forum's Director General, Barrister Umar Sadiq Abubakar, argued that Sanusi's initial removal was in line with the laws and traditions of the Emirate, arguing that his reinstatement would create chaos and undermine the rule of law in the state. Where are you people learning your own from? So Abubakar accused Governor Yusuf of making a mockery of the country's judiciary by willfully disobeying a federal high court ruling restraining him from reinstating Sanusi. So they're still talking about that matter that is already gone. So these lawyers, I tell you, they are fending for themselves. What they're saying here does not hold water at all. You can't tell this man that everybody is aware, okay, that the state legislators made or repealed that law that removed Sanusi and created 5 emirates and nominated all of them, including Ado Bayero, and then unjustly removed Sanusi from throne as the Emir of Kano then. Even though Sanusi challenged it, but he still walked away without making trouble. And it is confirmed that those seats are not hereditary. So it means that the governor is going to be hiring and firing. That is one big problem with the Emirate going forward, or that's how it has been established. Okay. Now, when the State House of Assembly made that law, they passed it to the governor, and the governor assented to it almost immediately. Okay, and when it was assented to, the people that were affected went to the court. Why did you go to a federal high court sitting in Kano instead of a state high court? Now, as if that is not enough, the federal high court Justice Liman, was away on vacation in the U.S. and he did not go with his robe. Okay, he stayed in the U.S. and passed a judgment for all parties to remain status quo without doing anything and to stop the reinstatement of Emir Sanusi. So the question is, was that judgment legal or illegal? Is he allowed to issue a remote and virtual judgment, and on what premise should that be? One, we learned that if that has to happen, he must travel with all his robes. One, he must be on a virtual video call and everybody will see him. That is 2. Then 3, all parties involved in the case will agree that they will accept a remote judgment on a virtual level. Okay, and then the 4th one is that even though it's going to be a virtual judgment, the judge must be, or the justice must be, within the perimeter of Nigeria, even though it's not on seat, or even though it's not in Kano, even though it's not in his office or in his chamber. But it must be within Nigeria and not outside Nigeria. When you put all of these 4 requirements together, Justice Liman that issued that judgment from the U.S. never met that all those 4 conditions. And that means that judgment that Justice Liman gave is illegal. That is it. On the other premise, Dado Bayero was even not in Kano when that happened. So immediately he came back to Kano with heavy security guard, and that was why the deputy governor of Kano State had to point finger at Ribadu and federal government. Okay, even though the state government, represented by Deputy Governor Guazo, Comrade Guazo, had to apologize to Ribadu, but then has also said that they will not be intimidated or hoodwinked in this process of reinstatement of Sanusi. And this is why somebody like Atiku Abubakar has come out to say that if any chaos or any anarchy happens in Kano over this emirship tussle, that the federal government under Tinubu should be held responsible. That was what Atiku said. So now, with all of that put together, we now see that the judgment passed by Justice Lehman of the federal court, even though he was remotely in the US, is illegal and does not stand. And that is why the government of Kano State has said that all those things are illegal and nothing will happen. So these lawyers that are issuing 48 hours ultimatum to Kano State government, where are they coming from? Do they not know all of this? Or is it an avenue again for them to make money from Ganduje and from the emirs? How? Because all these lawyers, they like chaos like this. That is where they make their money. And now with what is happening, even with the Kano State High Court that has said that all the 5 emirs should stop parading themselves as emirs, and all of them should vacate their palaces. The emir of that is Emir Ado Bayero is still remaining in the mini palace in Nasarawa, the Nasarawa Palace. And rather than police evicting him, according to the State High Court, is having both army and police security guard, heavy security guard, so that nobody will be able to remove him. He has defied all laws and everything, and is still there. So between the state and the federal, who has jurisdiction over this matter? That is another big question. Or is the Nigerian Judicial Commission going to tell us that the Federal High Court supersedes the State High Court, and therefore whatever State High Court is saying, Federal High Court can override it and take charge? Is that because this is a chieftaincy title? This is a chieftaincy struggle that is within the confines and jurisdiction of the state power, state government, and the state judiciary. So I wonder what is happening in Kano at this time. So these lawyers coming out here to say what they're saying, I think they just want to cause confusion in Kano State. Now somebody is saying they are sick lawyers. Exactly. How can you be giving the governor 48 hours? They are sick lawyers. Honestly, they are sick. And somebody says, stupid lawyers, where were they when Gandola did the same thing? Exactly, because when Gandola did the same thing, okay, the court told him that what he was doing was illegal, but he disobeyed the court, and nobody said anything that time. I tell you, APC government, it's getting clearer that this federal government might have hand in what is happening in Kano, and they're supporting Bayero at one end. Somebody said, don't mind them, longer truth lawyers. Why they cry this time around? The matter lies with the state and local government. Don't know why only Bayero is dragging instead of accepting his fate like his 3 other colleagues. They don't know what they are talking about. They want recognition. Exactly. Those lawyers want recognition. Okay? Don't mind the foolish lawyers. They are the cause of our problem in Nigeria. If anything bad happens in Kano, Ganduje should be held responsible because he desecrated the traditional institution of Kano. They are village lawyers. All these charge and bail lawyers, they talk. What do they talk? Somebody said, I tell you, no, they are charge and discharge lawyers, not charge and bail. Okay, they are Boko Haram lawyers. What an effrontery, shenanigan, and utter provocative jargon. Madness. Lawyers cannot win simple cases in court are talking rubbish. Exactly. Lawyers that cannot win simple cases in court. These are OND and HND lawyers. See your head. Now the press I blame for writing every nonsense. Hungry lawyers in the pocket of Gandola. Bunch of business people. Exactly. Northern charge and bail lawyers. Make una go find work do. Corrupt and greedy lawyers like their Gandola master. So this is exactly what I see here. Without going further, it is obvious that everybody knows that those lawyers don't know what they're saying. Let the 48 hours expire and let's see what they can do. So thank you for listening and let's have your comment.